Jahidi White will miss tonight's game, out with a sore throat. So that is unfortunate for Washington. White has been playing well, averaging 6.2 points and over 6.5 rebounds a game, but not available tonight. The head coach is Doug Collins in his 7th overall season as a head coach. An overall record of 283 wins, 218 losses. After 3 years in Chicago, 3 in Detroit, and this is first with the Wizards. He's assisted by Brian James, Larry Drew, Johnny Bach, and the Wizards trainer is Steve Stricker. Well, Jim Coleman brings us our keys to the game. What will they be tonight, Phil, against this outstanding Sacramento team?
There's a lot going on. First of all, look at rebounding. Sacramento's #1 in defensive rebounding. Washington, one of the better offensive rebounding team. They're coming off their best offensive rebounding night against Toronto. 22 offensive boards. That should be fun to watch. Steals and turnovers. Sacramento is second in steals to turnover ratio. They also are one of the top teams in getting steals, and of course they turn those steals into fast break baskets. So the Wizards, on the other hand, have to be careful of the passing lanes at both ends. Now on defense, the Kings are 5th in assists, averaging almost 24 a game. They're good passes. On offense, Washington has to watch their own passing lanes because, again, this team is very good at playing those lanes and coming up with steals. And the game pace, you got to keep it under control. The Kings are 27-4 when they score 100 or more points. And, of course, the Wizards 1-12 when their opponents score 100 or more points. So you can't get into a run-and-the-gun game. They've got to be disciplined in their shot selection.
Refereeing tonight's game are the veteran Jess Kersey with Bob Delaney and Phil Robinson. This is the first of 2 meetings between the Wizards and the Kings. They'll play again a week from tonight in Sacramento. Kings lead the all-time series 90-73. They've won the last 6 times they've played. Last year, they won both games by 34 in Sacramento in January and by 5 here in February. The last Washington victory against the Kings, December 4th, 1997 at MCI Center, when Chris Webber played on the Wizards team. Richard Hamilton's first jumper way short.
This is a team that has made some improvements. They've always been a very strong and potent offensive team. Look at that pass there from Devine. But they've improved their defense, and particularly their rebounding.
Stojakovic, averaging almost 23 points a game, misses an easy layup. Wizards come off an impressive victory over the Raptors. Jordan's first jumper rims the cup. Popeye Jones with an offensive rebound gets the roll.
Well, Popeye and Jahidi White, Brendan Haywood, all were spectacular in that last game against Toronto. 22 offensive boards.
Wizards are 9th in the league in offensive rebounding and 11th overall. Webber's first shot is a little strong and rebounded by Washington. Webber out last night in their 102-85 win against Boston with the flu. Hamilton plays it off for Haywood, now finds Whitney. Chris's first jumper, got it. Three-pointer for Chris Whitney, his 74th on the season. Whitney, the 14th best three-point shooter in the NBA.
Something else about these two teams that they have in common. Sacramento 8th in the league in three-pointing. Washington #3.
Doug Christie nails a jumper. Christie in his 10th year from Pepperdine, his 2nd year in Sacramento. After 4 in Toronto, a couple with the Knicks, and he started with the Lakers. Jordan looking for Haywood against Vlade. Takes the jumper, and it's a little short. And they lose it out of bounds. Bibby off his hands. Let's send it over to George Johnson. George?
All right, thank you very much, Buck. Well, obviously, one player that the Wizards have to be conscious of is Mike Bibby, who has scored in double figures in 10 of his last 11 contests. And the guy brings more stability to the point guard spot than they've had in quite some time. In fact, when he doesn't turn the ball over, they are a perfect 8-0 this season. Buck?
All right, George. Richard Hamilton now 0 for 2. Three-pointer going up and good.
Well, I watched that game that they played last night in Boston, and in the third quarter, they just turned it on. Went on an 11-0 spurt, finished with a 19-3 spurt, and they got it from all angles. Stojakovic, Bibby, Christie, Bobby Jackson came in. They have a very strong offensive unit. Everybody can shoot with this team.
Hamilton got hit, and he scored. Yeah, they shot 68% in that third quarter, hitting 13 of 19 field goals. Oh, nice play by Haywood to knock it away from Bibby.
Fans reacting. You're right. Haywood knocked it out, but Bibby got a piece of it again, and he was out of bounds.
Bibby's jumper good. I couldn't tell. Here's another look. Oh, you're right. He lost it off his hand, and that's why the terse reaction from Chris Whitney
and the fans.
3 minutes into this one, Wizards and Kings are tied at 7. Whitney again. That's short. Steve Buckhantz, Phil Chenier, George Johnson on Comcast Sportsnet tonight. Wizards have won 4 straight games. Divac into the lane, spins. Oh, wow.
You know, you've seen this from Divac year after year. He likes to make those little underhanded flip shots. Not a power. He's not going to overpower you, but he's going to beat you with finesse.
2-point Kings lead. Jordan off the screen. What a shot. Makes it look so smooth and fluid. Weber the other way and fouled by Popeye. Got to get back against this team.
Absolutely. They like to get up and down. They're second in the league in scoring, only to Dallas, only by a few percentage points, averaging over 104 points a game. And like I said, they've got 7 players in double figures that average in double figures. They like to get up and down the court. So transition defense, transition is going to be important.
Chris Webber on the ground and walks it off. See, Webb has missed 20 games with a sprained left ankle, 3 with a left ankle tendonitis, 1 when he was suspended, and then last night with the flu. He was suspended for a game after an elbowing incident against Utah on January 26th and then missed the next game against Seattle.
And you see him miss his first free throw. That's an area that he has really improved. He's having his best shooting year, 76% from the free throw line. And of course, we remember him as a bullet/wizard, really struggling in that phase of the game.
This is his 24th game played this year, his 24th start. So he doesn't officially have enough games to include him in league leaders as far as points and rebounds, but he's up there. Jordan, nice ball movement.
Good 2-man game between he and Witt. And you're seeing more and more that timing of moving, being in the right place at the right time happening more and more.
Wizards by 1. Stojakovic in and out. Haywood is there. Whitney again, the jumper, and an offensive foul. It won't count. It's called on Popeye Jones.
And you know what? See, I mean, that's the correct call. But there's too many times when we see these big men moving when they set the pick. You get the contact and then you start rolling. So in essence, you're creating a moving pick. And we see it all the time. I think it was the correct call, but I'd like to see that call being made a lot more consistent.
And let me tell you something, Phil. Without Jahidi White in the game and Popeye picking up 2 personals, that is a critical play.
Well, we saw a few games back that Tom Thomas came in and played very well. He's going to have to give them the same kind of minutes tonight.
Jordan trying to set Whitney up, realizing Chris is hot. They go cross court for Hamilton. Stops, pops, and hits.
Boy, good move to the basket. And of course, that's what makes him so effective. You can't just lay out there and guard against a jump shot. He has quick slashing moves to the basket.
4 points for Hamilton and the Wizards by 3. Christie stolen. Whitney has it. 3 on 2. Nice move. Jordan slams it in. Great fast break.
Absolutely. Under control, discipline. Didn't make the pass until the defense had committed himself. He was able to drop the pass off to Jordan.
6 points for MJ. The Wizards with their largest lead. And Weber gets loose inside.
He gets some criticism for that, but he continues to give the face scowl. That's right. But a beautiful move and finish there. Spent a lot of time in that key.
That's hysterical. That's just his way of saying.
And when you get to know him, you know that he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
So really, that scowl doesn't scare you at all.
No. He's just saying, challenge me a little bit. And here's what I got for you. Nice move by Jordan. Tipped up off the glass, off Haywood's hands, and goes to Sacramento. Just joining us, Jahidi White, sore throat tonight. He's out. Hubert Davis will miss tonight's game. And so Hubert with a long stretch. There's Jahidi. Hubert had the flu and has not been available for the last handful of games, and certainly won't play now until after the All-Star break. And Christian Laettner out as well.
That's unfortunate. Jahidi's mom is here with some other family members, and they leave tomorrow to go back to Kansas. But I'm sure they wanted to see one more game for Jahidi. Oh, tough play.
Whitney knew that was short, Phil. Hamilton inside, has it blocked. Bibby ahead of the pack. Jordan trailing, and he scores easily.
Well, they got overloaded and got too many players underneath the basket, but a tremendous offensive rebound from Whitney. Like you said, as soon as it left his hand, he knew it was coming up short and went right to the spot.
Whitney again, this time. Nice pass, Hamilton. Trying to gain possession. 10 to shoot. Richard again, fade away, what a play.
I'll tell you, he's showing some very good skill, ball handling skills, dribbling in traffic.
Richard is 3 for 6. Stojakovic baseline around 3 Wizards to Bibby. Page's long jumper. Big rebound, Weber. Misses the short one, but right there is Divac. They are second overall in the league in rebounding. Number 1 in defensive rebounding. 15th on the offensive glass.
This team shoots so well.
Jordan, nice move. Fade away, got hit on the arc. Score the goal. He'll go to the line. Points in the quarter for Michael Jordan on 4 of 6 shooting. And with 4:42 to go, timeout on the floor. A look at our 4th Street three-pointer, our first of the half. Chris Whitney, who's one of the best three-point shooters in the league and the best three-point shooter in Washington Wizards franchise history. We've got 3 of the best in the game, although Hubert Davis unfortunately not able to participate. He's 7th in the league, Stojakovic 11th, and Whitney 14th. We haven't seen Hedo Turkoglu yet. He's 29th in the NBA in three-point shooting. As Michael Jordan goes to the line to try to complete the three-point play. And gets it. Michael shooting 79% from the free throw line. Has 9 points in the period. And the Wizards lead by 4. Steve Buckhantz, Phil Chenier, and George Johnson with you tonight here on Comcast. Divac, pretty play, missed it, but Tom Thomas is there. The Wizards are 25 and 21. This time last year, they had a record of 12 and 34.
You know, what makes that even more impressive is think that they started off 2-9 their first 11 games. That means 6 when Jordan gets that shot from the corner. 6 in, they've gone 23 and 12. That's pretty impressive.
Jordan with 11 points in the period. And the Wizards with their largest lead of 6. Stojakovic clanks it. Thomas is there.
They're very fortunate. Stojakovic has had several good looks, especially from three-point range. And you saw he's one of the league leaders there, but also one of the top shooting guards, shooting around 47% from the field.
He's 0 for 5, but not Chris Whitney. He's 2 for 2 from three-point range. Give Jordan the assist. Whitney was 6, and the Wizards lead at 25-16. Bibby works 3, open, and misses. Thomas, great position. You know Adelman will call a timeout if the Wizards hit here. They're on an 8-0 run. All right, Whitney up into the air, saved inside, and it'll go to Washington. Wow.
Remember what I said about those passing lanes. They've got some very quick, cagey defenders. Christie, Bibby, Vlade Divac. These guys play the passing lane well, so you can't throw any light, weak passes.
Scott Pollard checks in for the bearded Rick Adelman and replaces Vlade Divac. An interesting look from Pollard. Not sure what that is. I prefer
the hairdresser of Dennis Rodman, I guess.
I prefer the Ace Ventura look that he used to wear myself, but whatever floats your boat. Hamilton, 2 seconds to shoot, gets it away, and hits it.
Stojakovic got himself out of position, reaching for the ball, and Hamilton easily got by him in.
Wizards by 11. They go inside to see Webb was fouled. It will not count. When the ball was on the ground, he's fouled by Brendan Haywood. That's the first on Haywood, and a timeout with 2:45 to play in the quarter. Wizards on a 10-0 run. Indeed, come to see a Wizards game. There are a limited number of tickets for February home games still available. Just call 202-432-SEAT or order online at WashingtonWizards.com and they'll take care of you. Talk to so many fans, Phil, that because these games are sold out, don't think they can get here to see Wizards and Michael Jordan play, but there are some tickets that are available, and certainly
you have to realize that they'll be up probably a little bit higher than they would normally be, but you are in the game.
Good point.
Boy, this team is having a phenomenal time at home. 25-1, that's the best at home. Not too shabby on the road, 12-10, but the one loss was an overtime loss against Dallas. And they've since then won 18 consecutive home games.
Pollard lost the ball inside. He got hit, no call, and a 24-second violation. Somebody hit him on the arm. Rick Adelman not happy about it. Wizards are on a 10-0 run for Doug Collins. They have out-rebounded Sacramento 10-6. Sacramento's top 2 scorers for the season, Chris Webber, a 1-3 on the night, and Stojakovic 0 for 5. Jordan got hit on the arm. Michael Jordan has 11 points in the quarter. Michael Jordan has scored 20 or more points in a half, more than anybody in the NBA this season. He's got 16 games where he scored 20 or more points in a half. Allen Iverson has done it 15 times so far this season.
Yeah, we've seen Jordan really put on some shooting exhibition.
Whitney, nice move. Offensive foul on Chris Whitney. Leaned in and got called for it. Number 1 on Whitney.
I tell you, if they didn't call that, the Wizards were very close to getting a 3-second violation. Those rebounders have gotten themselves positioned inside.
There's Turkoglu, who's in the game for the first time. Weber's open jumper, good. Chris Webber at 25 points a game. Would be 8th in the NBA in scoring, and he would be 7th in rebounding at 10.2. But he's only played in 24 games this season, so they don't include him officially. Jordan backing in on Stoiko. Now pulls to the trigger and a little short. Thomas is there.
Good job.
Score! He'll go to the line.
Don't forget about me, he says.
Yep.
Does a good job setting the pick for Jordan. And then he goes right to the basket, establishes that strong inside position, and pulls down. There you see him roll into the basket. He's right there for the offensive rebound and the putback.
Called on Stojakovic, his first personal, as Bobby Jackson checks into the game for Rick Adelman's team, and Courtney Alexander is in for the Wizards.
Courtney also a player that has contributed very well since coming back from the injured list.
Michael Jordan sits down. And Thomas makes the three-point play. Todd Thomas with 3 points and 4 rebounds since coming off the bench. Jordan has 11 points and now sits down. Turkoglu, good defense by Hamilton. Ito backs up, fires, misses everything. Howard is right there, and that's tipped in by Weber. Wizards by 10. Boy, this team has played some stellar basketball lately. Hamilton.
Oh, good job. You notice how he brought that ball with him? Peja went to reach behind him, and he felt that, moved the ball away from him, and he was totally out of the picture defensively.
Weber hits another. 9 points in the period for C. Webb in his 9th year from Michigan. Chris getting 37 minutes per game now. Hamilton off the screen. Got another one.
Boy, he's starting to warm up. He's got 12 already.
And the Wizards lead by 12 as Jess Kersey spots a foul on Courtney Alexander. Says he is holding Stojakovic. Hey fans, there's only one place to go before and after the games, just footsteps away from where we're watching this contest right now. Phil and I will see you at the Rock, right across the street on 6th Street here in Washington. Haywood with a big rebound. His 4th. Brendan got the start tonight. His 2nd career start. Jahidi White is out with a sore throat. Flu is going around and really getting a lot of people.
Yep.
Wizards trying to eat up as much clock as they can. Take the last shot. 3 seconds to shoot. Hamilton. Fade away. Missed it. Haywood is there. And he is fouled. This team has been a terror lately on the offensive glass.
And it's a thing of beauty. You got your outside players playing. Hamilton and Jordan leading the way from the perimeter, but you got your inside people working hard. And Tom Thomas, and now Brendan Haywood comes up with the offensive rebound. He's got those long arms, jumps well, gets up there, grabs the ball, has a shot from the line for 2.
61.5% free throw shooter now. Improving by 1.5 percentage points from the last game. Brendan averaging 6.4 points, 6.7 rebounds. And the rookie from Carolina really hammers that one. And the Washington Wizards have their largest first quarter of the season, spurred on by Michael Jordan with 11 points and Richard Hamilton with 12. Wizards on top of the team with the best record in the league, ending the quarter on an 18-6 run. And after one, it's Washington 35, Sacramento 22.
Overs for both teams.
So a 35-point performance, Phil, for the Wizards. Their most productive first quarter of the season, and they do it against the Sacramento Kings.
And that's important because this team is going to score points. I mean, obviously you want to shut them down, make them work. If you can keep them under their average, obviously you're doing well, but you're going to have to score some points to beat them.
Weber backs up, fires, and hits another one. 11 points for C. Webb. They average 104.4 points a game, which is 2nd in the league. They allow 96.8, which is 18th in the league. The Wizards average 91.8 points per game, 24th. And they allow 92, which is tied for 4th in the league. Outstanding defense for this Washington club. Alexander has to lay it off for Tyronn Lue, who missed it with 1 second. That's good if it goes, and it nearly did.
Well, all you want to do is keep the ball alive and hopefully get that offensive rebound.
Doug Collins starts Alexander, Lue, Thomas, Popeye, and Tyrone Nesby to begin the second quarter. And they will try to maintain this lead. Lue is called for a foul. He's got 1. And Popeye Jones picked up 2 early in the first quarter and had to sit down. But Tom Thomas came in and did an outstanding job off the bench.
Yeah, he did. And of course, he's still in the game and forced to guard Chris Webber, so he's got his hands full.
Webber has the last 8 Sacramento points. Stojakovic, jump hook, good. Page's first field goal of the game. He's 1 for 5, averaging 22.7 points a game, tied for 12th in the league. Alexander, a little off the glass, had to triple pump in the air.
Well, Bobby Jackson was zoning up, and he would have had Stojakovic beat, but Bobby Jackson helped him out.
Stoiko pulls the trigger and misses. Bobby Jackson over Lou. Turns, shoots, and short. Courtney Alexander, averaging 2.3 rebounds a game, is there. Playing in his 24th game. Averaging 18.6 minutes per game.
Boy, Popeye Jones had rolled to the middle, was open.
Nesby misses. And now Sacramento getting inside position. Weber, great pass underneath Pollard. Misses.
Oh, foul.
Looks like he got nudged.
Nesby went flying.
Popeye takes the jumper. How about that?
Boy, did Popeye hit a big basket in that Toronto game. Jordan dropped it off to him after he got double teamed.
4 points for Jones. The Wizards' two leading scorers are resting on the bench. Michael Jordan and Richard Hamilton. Jackson inside, twisting, turning, and he'll go to the line.
Let's see where that one's on.
It's on Popeye Jones, and that's his third. Fans, the stars of the NBA are now aligned in a special All-Star 5-pack. See MJ and the Wizards take on the stars of the league. Chris Webber, Allen Iverson, Vince Carter. Plus, get your choice of a premium Brendan Haywood water bottle or a Kwame Brown collectible bobblehead doll. To order your package, call 202-661-5050. Visit any Ticketmaster outlet or order online at WashingtonWizards.com. Bobby Jackson in his 5th year from Minnesota, a 78.5% free throw shooter, knocks down the first. And Popeye Jones is going to be forced to come out with 3 personals. Courtney Alexander also out. And Doug Collins, it's Michael Jordan back in the game. Makes them both. So it's Thomas Nesby, Jordan, Haywood, and Lou for the team in white. Nesby cuts inside, lays it off for Haywood. Back to Lou with 6 to shoot. Lou pulls up, misses. Tipped by Nesby. Lou, the open jumper, missed that one as well. And a loose ball foul on Sacramento.
Again, just keeping that ball alive. We've said it over and over about Tyrone Nesby. He's so active and energetic in there. He was the one that kept that ball alive. Tyronn Lue was able to get the offensive rebound. And then, of course, Haywood going for the rebound. Tyronn Lue is right here. He's going to get a pick. Staggered pick right here from Tom Thomas, who goes through. Then you'll see Popeye come in, set a second pick. Weber stays on the one side. That leaves Popeye Jones wide open for the easy long-range jumper.
The previous foul was called on Vlade Divac, his first personal. Wizards by 9. Jordan. Fade away. Gets the bounce. 13 points in the half for Michael Jordan. On 6 of 9 shooting, MJ averaging 25.1 points a game. He's 7th in the league.
Good job defensively.
Divac spins, flips it up, no good. Lue to run. MJ, nice move. Off the glass, what a shot. And he's down and he's hurt. He hurt his knee. He's trying to get up to run it off.
I think it is he banged knees with someone.
He's trying to walk it off. Jordan hit the tough shot off the glass for his 15th point of the night, and here's another look.
And you can see as he gets in the air, he readjusts the shot.
Oh, his own man, Tom Thomas. The previous look before that was a great angle. You could really see him collide with Thomas. And he stays in the game, which is certainly a good sign. Divac spinning on Haywood and draws a foul. Calling on Tyronn Lue for reaching in.
Well, it's so important that Brendan does not pick up any cheap fouls in there. We've already got Popeye with 3. Of course, Jahadi White out sick tonight, so that really limits them from the center position there. Popeye's having to sit down with 3 fouls.
I'm sorry, Phil.
I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised to see Vlade get the ball a lot more inside, and he's very good at drawing fouls.
Here's another look at this from high angle. Watch him hit right there.
Yep.
With Thomas. Divac's a 58% free throw shooter, misses both. Largest lead of the game, 13 points for the Wizards. How about that? Nesby, nice move, fade away, little off the mark. Bobby Jackson came down hard. Jordan, inside, jumper, got it.
Boy, that was a tough ball by Bobby Jackson, but
And Brendan Haywood has just picked up.
And that's what I'm talking about. That's kind of a cheap foul there, just in transition. And Pollock's not one of their main weapons offensively.
Jordan is 8 of 11 in the half. He has 17 points, and the last 6 Washington points. So Scott Pollard to the line, also a poor free throw shooter at 60%.
Passing by Bobby Jackson. Go ahead.
Thank you, Bill. Today there are more users, more data, more devices, and more bandwidth. Tomorrow there will be more. That's why Sun offers the most complete, most reliable, nth-ready products that are engineered to provide new levels of performance. Sun Microsystems take it to the end.
It's great to have these sponsors.
It's a wonderful thing to help you and I pay mortgages.
But I was going to mention that during that break, Jordan came up to Bobby Jackson and make sure he's all right. That was really an ugly fall that he took.
Yeah. Pollard, by the way, made both free throws to cut the 15-point lead to 13, and Doug Christie has picked up his 3rd personal foul. And timeout will be taken by Rick Adelman. I don't believe that Sacramento's over the limit, so the Wizards will get the ball on the side, leading by 13 with 7:09 to play, first half. The address on the screen. One lucky winner will be chosen per week to win free voice stream service for a year, and all winners qualify to win the Simply Wireless Voice Stream Mercedes C230. Call 1-888-222-8484 for a Simply Wireless location near you. Nesby to trigger it in for Washington. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Jordan eyes the basket, fires, misses, and Divac the rebound. Wizards by 13, 15 their largest. Divac drives on Haywood. Just what you said, Phil, trying to get him involved and pick up another foul.
Yeah, he's got good post-up moves, but even more importantly, he's got some tricky moves inside there where he forces the defense to get off balance.
Roddy has 6 points, and Etan Thomas picks up an offensive foul. This Sacramento team coming on consecutive back-to-back games. They played last night in Boston and won 102-85 despite not having Weber. So tonight, the second of a back-to-back, and they played a back-to-back Sunday and Monday as well. Beating Minnesota and then losing to New Jersey. That snapped a 5-game winning streak. Michael Jordan not happy about Phil Robinson's call. And you be the judge.
awful lot of contact and not looked like he was really controlling him. But he did have the hands on him.
Stojakovic, an 88% free throw shooter, 10th in the NBA. From Belgrade, Yugoslavia. In his 4th year, gets them both. And the 15-point lead down to 9. Richard Hamilton back in the Washington lineup. Had a tremendous first quarter with 12 points. And he gets pushed and will shoot 2. Hamilton, the NBA's 3rd best free throw shooter. Him and Whitney swapped places for this game. Whitney now 4th, Hamilton 3rd.
Well, they're both excellent free throw shooters. Turkoglu is the one that picks up the foul. Watch the hand there. And that little nudge has Rip Hamilton kind of floating in the air.
Richard has hit 134 of 148 free throw shots this year. 90.5% from the line. Fans with Hot 5, you can play and win 25-7. That's $25,000 7 days a week. Be a part of the DC Lottery's winning lineup and play Hot 5 today. Hamilton gets them both. Richard with 14 points in the game, averaging 19. And this is 24th game played this season. Stojakovic, great move, and he hits.
In that game last night against Boston, Eric Strickland came in and did a real good job on Stojakovic.
Thomas inside. Left hand won't go. Just
good move
short. Weber back in. Turkoglu flags it. Stoiko, big rebound, and he's blocked. Taken away by Thomas. Adelman won't be happy about that. Hamilton the other way, gets a pick and lays it off the glass, and goaltending called on Weber.
Well, the ball got to the backboard, and that's what quickness will do. I think Hamilton realized that Weber was coming to challenge and quickly gets it off the board.
Great pick there set by Haywood.
Yeah, you're right. Got to be careful, though. That pick's just not a move.
Exactly. And, of course, in the NBA, once it touches the glass, you cannot touch it, whether it's going up or down. Stoiko all the way. Pretty play. Points for Stojakovic, all of them in the second quarter. Jordan spins, has it knocked away, picks up. Hamilton, nice pass, Haywood, spinning underneath, had it blocked beautifully. Jackson the other way, chased by Lou, runs over Lou, and they call an offensive foul, and that was close.
Yeah. I think more lucky than close. Teron did not have good inside position on that. He was still moving over, floating.
I agree with you.
And going down.
Because of the angle that the official had, he really couldn't tell. See him moving?
Yeah, he doesn't get in front of it. Watch again. Watch Teron on the kind of lead over there, still not getting in front.
Yeah, tell even better from that angle. Wizards get a good break there. Let's see if they can capitalize. Leading 47-38. Turnover, Washington.
Tom was a little surprised with that pass from Jordan.
Bibby will fire and miss. Wizards did such a good job against Toronto in the turnover department.
Well, the last 3 games, they've had under 10 turnovers each game. I think 9, 5, and 6 turnovers. So that's been very helpful.
4:01 to go in the half, and a timeout with the Wizards up 47-38. For the DC Lottery Hot 5 halftime report, we'll send you back to the Comcast Sportsnet studios for the latest sports news and highlights. So get up to the speed before the Wizards hit the court for the second half of this game. Stick around. The DC Lottery Hot 5 halftime report happens right after the first half buzzer. Talk about how the Wizards are protecting the basketball. They've got 4 turnovers in the half. 3 of them coming on offensive fouls. So they really only fumbled it away 1 time.
Yeah, and that's good. That means that they're not putting the ball in the Kings' hands with a position to go for fast breaks.
Jordan's jumper a little short. Divac the rebound. Bobby Jackson the other way. Hamilton playing tough defense on Stoico. Give it up to Divac in the open J. No good. Michael the rebound. His 3rd of the night. Hamilton into Thomas. The time muscles it inside and blocked again by Divac.
I think Rip was throwing that pass up for a lob dunk to Tom.
The lightning quick Mike Bibby averaging 14.3 points a game the other way. Cuts the lead to 7. Jordan fouled by Stojakovic, and now Michael will go to the line to shoot 1 plus the penalty. Now it's the team's 4th, so 1 more and the Wizards will be in the penalty. 2nd personal on Stojakovic. Hamilton's jumper, a little short. Wizards really miss Jones and Jahidi in the rebounding area right now. Jahidi White on the Washington bench in street clothes, out tonight with a sore throat. Popeye Jones has 3 personal fouls, so his playing time now limited. But Brendan Haywood has 8 rebounds. Lou, quick jumper, got it. 3-pointer for Tyronn Lue, his 29th on the season.
You can just see the wheels turning with Jordan. He's drawing the double team, gets the mismatch first of all with Jackson on him, and then just spots the open man. Washington
by 10, 15 their largest. Jackson with a nice move gets fouled. That little guy just splitting the defenders, and at 6'1", manages to draw a foul.
Well, they're calling that foul on Richard Hamilton. That's only his 1st personal, but look at this move, hesitation, and that's where you want to have quickness. Whoa, we didn't see that right on the first time, did we?
That's clearing out, hooking, whatever you want to call it. Jackson was the 23rd overall pick by Seattle in '97 and dealt that day to Denver, played a year in Denver, and traded to Minnesota, played a couple of years there. Signed by Sacramento as a free agent a year ago. He's from Salisbury, North Carolina. Went to school at Minnesota. Gets them both. 4 points for Bobby Jackson off the bench, and the lead is 8. Chris Whitney back in for Tyronn Lue. And Tyrone Nesby in the lineup as well. Jordan going to take matters into his own hands.
Well, it's good to see him move around so easily. I was kind of concerned when he banged knees with the Thomas.
Ewan about 20,600
Nice block. Was that Nesby with the block? Couldn't tell. It got kind of quiet in here when Jordan went down.
Hamilton knocked away. Jordan picks it up. Doug Collins says, settle things down. 10 seconds to shoot. Jordan fadeaway, missed it off the glass badly. And the Wizards get the steal. 4-on-1. Whitney's jumper missed it. Jordan spinning inside, lays it off Nesby, and he's fouled. How smart is Michael Jordan?
He made sure.
He turned around, Phil, and assessed the entire situation in a split second.
In a split second, that's right. He saw the court, but he knew he had wings on each side, but he made sure he didn't pass that ball. And watch him get the rebound here. And this is what you're talking about. Right now, he's assessing it, gets by Divac, makes sure that Weber comes at him before he drops the ball off.
Nesby, a 79% shooter. What I liked, Phil, was the way he brought it out as if to say, I'm going to set things up, and then quickly spins back in to get back into the, take advantage of the numbers.
Yeah, that's a 3-on-1 situation. You always want to get those kind of numbers.
Nesby, 27 of 34 now on the season. Misses the second. Wizards by 11 with 1:14 to play in what has been an outstanding first half for Washington. Nesby fronting Chris Webber. Divac missed it. Tip up and in is a beauty by C. Webb. Divac with a nice fake throws Thomas for just a second and then drove to the hoop.
Yeah.
13 points in the half for Chris Webber. Jordan, fadeaway, misses.
Well, Jordan got some contact there, looking at the official.
Bibby knocked away. They'll call a foul on Jordan for reaching in.
That won't set well with him. After the play, down at the other end, he got some contact from Stojakovic, had him really off balance. And then right here, Bibby split the defense, losing possession, but they call the foul on Jordan.
Bibby is the 15th best free throw shooter in the league. Makes the first. Tito Turkoglu comes back in for Sacramento. Kings are 37-11, best record in the league. Beat the Celtics last night in Boston 102-85. Stojakovic had 24. Wow, Bibby misses one. He had 20 points in the first half. Tonight he's got just 8. They had a big third quarter, Sacramento did, shooting 68%. Playing without Chris Webber. Hamilton, nice move. What a
Tough shot.
Twisting that 6'6" frame and getting 2. So Hamilton with 18 and Jordan with 19. Sacramento to play for the last shot. Bibby around Whitney. Kicks it out into the corner. Bobby Jackson. That hurt. His 45th three-pointer of the year. Whitney can't get loose to shoot. A tremendous half for Richard Hamilton and Michael Jordan. Jordan with 19, Hamilton with 18. And the Wizards lead arguably the best team in the NBA at the break, 55-48. Let's check in now with George Johnson. George?
All right, thank you very much. Rip Hamilton right now. It seems as if you guys, you and Michael, finding your shots. Are you surprised about, just you've been able to build this lead here in the first half?
Anything can happen. I think one thing we're doing, we're really knuckling down on defense, not letting them get any transition buckets. And I think that's the key.
When you talk about the second half, obviously you got this feeling they're going to start going back to Webber, Stojakovic. What are you thinking? And I know you've got some time to take a rest, but what are you thinking as you get ready for the second half?
We just got to dig down. We got to dig down and outwill them. And just go ahead and do what we got to do, work hard, and try to get the win.
Thanks again for your time. All right, Rip Hamilton, back over to you, Bob.
All right, George, halftime in Washington. The Wizards on top of the Kings, 55-48. Of course, Michael Jordan will be headed to Philadelphia for the All-Star game, and Brendan Haywood will be there as well, playing on the rookie team, where the rookies play the sophomores. And for the Sacramento team, Chris Webber will make his fourth appearance. And Stojakovic going as well.
Turkoglu will be going too. In fact, he'll be in several. He'll be in the rookie game.
He'll be in everything.
Yeah, I think so. He's got a busy weekend coming up.
Well, let's see what the Kings do here. Last night in Boston, they shot 68% in the third quarter. Divac spins, has it knocked away, out of bounds. It'll go to Washington. They hit 13 of 19 shots in that game.
You can see Vlade running his mouth, upset that there was no foul call. But like I said earlier, he's not going to overpower you, but he's going to give you a lot of moves. He's going to finesse you.
Wizards start the half with Whitney, Hamilton, Popeye, Michael, and Brendan Haywood. Popeye with 3 fouls. Jordan had a terrific first half with 19 points. And that one's short. Popeye with an offensive rebound. Jahidi White not playing tonight, out with a sore throat. Whitney takes the jumper. That's way off. And the Kings come up with it. Stoiko runs. Nice pass underneath. Gets an easy layup.
I think Chris was a little surprised at that shot. He didn't think that Vlade was going to come out and challenge the shot. And when he did, he had to lean back and arch it up.
Wizards had a 15-point lead at 43-28. Hamilton switches one in. Boy, it's so good to see him back and getting near 100%.
Yeah.
Wizards were up by 15 when Jordan came back and personally went on a 6-0 run. But the lead down to 7. Bibby pushes one up and hits. What a shot.
Well, he knew that Weber was underneath the basket with Whitney guarding him, so even if he misses the shot, he figures that Weber's going to get the rebound.
Hamilton gets another crack at it. A little strong. Haywood offensive rebound. Rip goes inside, kicks it out to MJ. Wide open look at the bucket and misses.
Look at that.
Alley-oop coming. Easy lay in to Christie.
Again, this is what we talked about, the pace of the game. You don't want to take ill-advised shots. You want to run your offense so that you get opportunities for offensive rebounds. When you get offensive rebounds, that keeps the ball out of their hands.
9:54 to play in the third quarter. The Kings have come back and cut it to 3.
But going back to the point, you get the offensive rebound, you keep the ball out of their hands so that they can't get some of those easy transition baskets. They like to get out and run. So you want to be disciplined in your shots. Obviously, when you get numbers and you get fast break opportunities, you want to take advantage of it, but you want to keep the ball out of their hands, especially for fast breaks.
Let's check in with George Johnson.
All right, thank you very much, Buck. Well, I was talking to assistant coach Brian James right before the start of the second half. I asked him what he was concerned about, and he alluded to the same thing you did, Buck, talking about the fact that last night the Kings got off to that hot start in the third quarter against Boston. He said when the pressure starts, we've got to keep our composure and not get in foul trouble. He thought the Kings got back into it from the free throw line in the first half. Back to you, Buck.
Well, now they're getting into it from transition. That's blocked by Haywood. His 62nd block of the season. Jordan cross court for Popeye's jumper. He got hit. Oh, no, I think Jeff Kersey's going to call an offensive foul.
Brendan was moving and setting that pick, trying to stay in front of Lottie Divac. I mean, that's what you want to do. When they throw that cross-court pass, you're supposed to step on someone. Well, here's the transition attempt. Weber claiming that he got fouled. It was a good block by Haywood. Washington pushes it up, but turns the ball right back over.
Brendan has a propensity to do that lately. Divac just slides in there and gets it and scores. And the Wizards' lead is down to 1. Collision between Hamilton and Stojakovic, and Hamilton is down and hurt. Richard just gathering himself up off the hardwood. I did not see the collision, but obviously it was a violent
page that went down.
Hamilton is forced to leave with 20 points. And it looks like he might have taken one in the head. We do not have a replay of it for you. Jordan, Whitney open jumper, and he got it. 8 points for Chris Whitney. He's got 2 3-pointers on the night, and that field goal. Weber with Jones. Double dribble. Chris with a nice fake underneath, but then he either lost the ball or tried to dribble it.
You pick up the dribble in the key, you're only asking for trouble. Boy, Rip putting the ice pack on the head there. But Popeye does a good job not yielding that position. He gets him to pick up the dribble, tries to fake it underneath the arm. But even if that wasn't double dribble, that would have been a 3-second violation.
Back to live action. Whitney hits his second straight field goal. And it's Washington by 5. Divac, nice move. And a foul on Haywood.
Well, you know what Lottie's going to do. He's going to try to get you off balance, get you leaning forward. See, there's that he's trying to close out, but he does it a little too aggressively. Gets him with the body, and that's his third personal. Brendan and Popeye, oh, excuse me, fourth personal. I missed one somewhere.
Wizards are running out of big men. They're already without Jahidi, who's missing the game with a sore throat. Popeye Jones is playing with 3 personal fouls, and now Haywood has 4. And Divac to the line, a 58% free throw shooter. Ton Thomas now comes into the game for Brendan Haywood, who's forced to leave. Divac signed by the Kings as a free agent 3 years ago after 2 seasons in Charlotte and 7 prior to that with the Lakers. As the Lakers' 26th overall pick in the draft in '89. He went to Charlotte in '96 for the draft rights to Kobe Bryant, and then they end up getting him back. And Sacramento with a nice pickup of Ronnie Divac. Whitney, that's an offensive foul on Popeye Jones. These guys are offensive foul happy here tonight.
Again, Popeye not happy with that call. That's his 4th personal, so he and Haywood both with 4. But like I said earlier, we've seen this over and over again. A lot of big men move when they set that pick. I think it's the correct call, but I'd like to see it called a lot more consistently.
6th Wizards turnover, 5 of them off offensive fouls tonight. Alexander's jumper no good. Sacramento has their first.
They had a lead early on in the game.
First lead since early in the first quarter. Inside Jordan, fade away, good. 21 for Jordan. And the game is tied at 63. Bibby works wide open for a jumper and misses.
Good job. Again, the pace is going to be important. Look for your breaks. If they're not there, come down, execute your half court, keep the ball out of their hands.
Wizards did such a nice job against the Pacers of slowing that pace into a half court game. Jordan, Popeye the jumper, got it.
Well, I tell you, Jordan is like a magnet out there in terms of drawing defenders, and you just find more and more players kind of lean over towards him, and next thing you know, you see him kick the pass out to an open teammate.
Popeye's 3 for 3 with 6 points.
Boy, can't allow that. You do a good job stopping Webber. You're going to see the ball go inside quite a bit by the Kings, and when you defend it, you want to take full advantage of it.
Divac is 7'1", 260 pounds, and Alexander's foul. It's on Stojakovic, his 3rd personal. Timeout on the floor. Well, Phil, you talked about how Chris Webber makes it a habit of scoring triple doubles against his old teammates. As a Bullet, he did it against Golden State. And as a King, he's had a propensity to do it against the Wizards. He's played a couple of games here. His first return to MCI Center as a King was December 4th, 1999. But look at that, averaging triple doubles at MCI Center as a Sacramento King.
Yeah, that's been 2 games here at MCI as a King, and he's a talented player. Had his by far his best year last year, 27-point average and a little over 11 rebounds a game. He was first team All-Pro.
Chris Whitney's 3rd three-pointer of the game, and gives the Wizards a 3-point lead. He's got 13.
I was going to say, Whitney in that 3rd quarter against Toronto that hit 3 three-pointers that was real big for them.
Stojakovic gets fouled. He'll go to the line. Divac using all of the 3 seconds allowable in a King.
But he's so so good in making the pass. Here's that three-pointer from Witt. And puts Washington up by 3.
Sacramento 12 of 16 from the free throw line. The Wizards have been there just 8 times. They're 6 of 8. And Stojakovic swishes one through. He was the 14th overall pick by Sacramento in '96, but he played in Greece for 2 years. That's where he went to college, despite being from Belgrade, Yugoslavia. Last year, Stoico finishing second in the voting for the NBA's most improved player to Tracy McGrady, who won it. Thomas, the open jumper, good.
Well, Don has done a good job coming off the bench when he's called upon.
5.7 rebounds for Tom Thomas.
Even though he didn't get a block on that play, he certainly forced Bibby to miss the shot.
Richard Hamilton back into the fray after getting hit on the noggin. Popeye. Pass for Michael. And misses, but look at Jones. And scores.
Just hustling and not giving up. That's what great rebounders do. They expect every shot to be a missed shot.
Stojakovic on Jordan, fade away, missed it badly. Popeye's right there. Here comes Whitney. Pulls up. Just missed it. Thomas is there and scores.
Well, this is something we've seen from this team all year long, where they have answered and responded to a team's run.
Christie nails a three.
I mean, this Sacramento team shoots 46%. They're the third best field goal shooting team in the league. You got to believe that they're not going to continue to shoot under 40%. They picked up that shooting percentage in this quarter.
Jordan, what a pass by Whitney. Stojakovic. Hamilton is there. Washington by 6. Jordan double team finds Hamilton. Richard, the runner, no good. Look at Popeye Jones. 8 rebounds for Popeye. The fans come to life. Hamilton. Timeout, Sacramento. 2:59 they go in the third. The Wizards up by 8 with a timeout on the floor.
Watch Chris Whitney right here. He's going to dribble over. You got a defender here. He gets it over that defender and lobs it to Jordan underneath the basket. A perfectly executed play. There's Weber and the back door on Stojakovic. Jordan gets the easy two that way. Perfectly timed play.
Beautiful play indeed. Kings grabbed a 2-point lead briefly, but after that happened, the Wizards have gone on a 17-7 run in the last 3:50. Let's check in with George Johnson. George?
Well, Doug Collins told his club that they've got to get back defensively. Every time they shoot the ball, Sacramento is releasing, so they have to get back defensively. He also looked at Tyrone Nesby. He says, you're going to have to do a great job defensively against Stojakovic. Nesby looked at him, shook his head, and looked as if he was up for the task. Also look for Popeye Jones to be the center of attention offensively as they try to get it to him. Back to you.
3 personals now on a Todd Thomas, as Chris Webber looks for his first point of the third quarter. That's it.
I really don't like the way the advantage is going to the Kings. They're getting to the free throw line far more than Washington. Washington only 6 for 8 from the free throw line. As a matter of fact, they haven't shot any free throws this quarter. On the other side, that's the 20th attempt by the Kings.
Weber's first 2 points of the period. He does not have a rebound in the quarter. Popeye Jones has 4 points and 5 rebounds in the period. Whitney, big bucket. 15 points for Chris Whitney, whose season high is 20. He's got 9 in the quarter and a steal.
They were trying the backdoor lob to Weber, and Whitney got a piece of the pass, and that just threw everything off.
Washington by 8. They led by 15 in the first half. 6 seconds to shoot. Looks like it's going to be Nesby. Nearly carried a great pass to Jones. Popeye is 5 for 5 tonight, has 10 points. Stojakovic for 3. Look at Popeye Jones clean the glass. 9 boards for Ronald Popeye Jones. A bewildered Rick Adelman. Hamilton drives, and scores. Weber pulls up, misses. Whitney the rebound.
When you're short on big men, everybody has to take their turn at helping on the boards, and Whitney's come up with a couple of nice rebounds tonight.
Jordan getting a rest. Hamilton again. Score the goal! He's fouled on the play.
Well, that's a lot of good, positive emotion being exhibited by the Wizard players out there.
Have we got a basketball team in D.C. or what?
I like the way they're running their play, executing. Rick gets the ball right off the pass. Christie doesn't have a chance to respond. One more time, he curls off it. Christie's trying to deny that shot, but gets there a split second late, and Hamilton is mobbed by his teammates.
Wizards by 14. They're on an 8-0 run. Team owner Abe Poland, his wife Irene. Boy, don't you know there's some emotions running through his mind. Washington team, world champion back in 77, 78. A long time since the Wizards have had this much success. In fact, the last time they were this good, this deep into the season, Phil, was the 1984-85 season when they were 26 and 20. Weber drives, lays it up, no good. Popeye is there.
Good job. They wanted to run the break, but it wasn't there. You slow the ball down and make sure you maintain possession.
Popeye Jones in his 9th year from Murray State has played like a veteran. Hamilton off balance, no good. Knocked away by Popeye. Rip underneath Thomas. Score!
Boy, this is some good basketball.
Jackson around everybody. Taken away. Weber underneath. Fans wanted to travel. He got it. Traveling on Weber. It's so loud in here you couldn't hear Jess Kersey's whistle.
Do you think he traveled? I thought he may have kept that pivot foot down.
Well, if he
But
did,
he does get off balance. Well, watch this play here. Dish off there for Rip Hamilton, and at time finishes the way you're supposed to. Strong, powerful, and with the dunk.
8.6 seconds to play in the quarter, and the Wizards have their largest lead of 17. Jordan draws contact. No call! Can you believe that? He is baffled looking at Jess Kersey. Nonetheless, the Wizards go on an 11-0 run to end the period. 28 9 overall after the Kings took a lead. And Chris Whitney with 9 big points in the period. And after 3, it's Washington 89, Sacramento 72. Comcast Sportsnet coverage of Wizards basketball brought to you tonight by Force 3, recognizing for a decade that networks are people. By Comcast, get over 250 channels on Comcast digital cable. Call 1-888-COMCAST today. And by Jim Coleman's Montgomery Mall Toyota, where you're the boss and we make your deal. We take a look at these statistics through 3 quarters of play in Washington.
Boy, some good shooting by Washington. They're up to 51% from the field, 4 for 9 from three-point range. You see the Kings 16 for 20 from the free throw line, but Washington has them on the boards, doing a better job of turnovers, and then also points in the paint.
Popeye Jones in the 3rd quarter, 3 for 3, 6 points, 7 rebounds. C-Webb 0 for 4. Hamilton. Wizards by 19, their largest lead. Hamilton with 29 points in the game.
That's all right, Popeye. You're making him take that outside shot. You want to keep him outside, not going to the basket.
17 points for Chris Webber. Jordan backing in on Bobby Jackson. Fade away. In and out. Pollard the rebound. Bibby pushes it up the court. Kings are 37 and 11. 12 and 10 on the road. And a foul is called as Turkoglu drives to the paint. Looks like it's on Tyrone Nesby. Van Select Auto Imports in Alexandria, Virginia is your premier source for Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Jaguar, Porsche, and Range Rovers. Visit them at selectautoimports.net to see for yourself. Back to live action. Weber's short jumper is good. 19 for Chris Webber. And the lead from 19 to 15. Wizards have not lost this year when leading after 3. Haywood, and he gets fouled. In fact, the Wizards have won 24 games this year when leading after 3. They won 1 game when trailing after 3. That was against Cleveland.
Well, again, as I said earlier, I think that it's real exciting to see this team. And we've seen it in the Toronto game, the New York game on the road, where they've been challenged and responded to those challenges very well. And of course, like you said, in the 3rd quarter, the Kings took a lead briefly, and Washington came out and stepped it up a notch.
Brendan Haywood started tonight for Jahidi White, who's out with a sore throat. Haywood with 10 rebounds in the game. Nice back to a pass, knocked away by Jordan.
Just good reaction by Jordan. He was trying to keep the ball away from Stojakovic, but also had to guard against the back door.
A little bit bigger lineup for Washington in now, with Haywood, Jordan, Jones, Nesby, and Hamilton. Michael needs help. Finds Nesby baseline. 4 seconds to shoot. How about that? How good has Tyrone Nesby been in the last half dozen games?
He has been very good. He's shot the ball well the last few games, but even before that, his hustle and his strong play defensively has made a difference.
Popeye challenging C-Webb to take the jumper. Not going for those fakes, which is good. You pointed that out. Jordan has to throw it up and had nowhere to go. Bobby Jackson. Nice move. Tough shot. Bobby Jackson averaging 10.5 points per game in his 2nd year in Sacramento. 9:14 to go in regulation. A errant pass anticipated nicely by Jackson, knocked out of bounds. How gigantic would this win be?
I mean, they just get bigger and, of course, better.
The team continues to surprise and exceed everyone's expectations.
Even ours.
Knocked away by Stojakovic. That's what you don't want.
Yeah. We talked about the steals and how they can turn into quick points very easily. Deja strips the ball from Jordan. They have a 3-on-2, and Turkoglu does a good job using both hands. This time drops it off with the left hand, but protects the basketball. And there you see a 3-on-2. They swing it over to the wingman.
Third personal on Nesbitt. You know, when a guy's driving to the hoop, Phil, especially on a fast break, just the slightest touch by the defensive player is going to draw a foul, it seems like.
Yep.
Which is basically what Nesby got. Wizards by 13. Popeye jump hook and gets a good bounce.
Boy, is he still perfect from the field? Yes, he is.
12 points for Popeye Jones, whose season high is 17. He's 6 for 6, and Hamilton reaches out and is called for a holding foul. 8:32 to go in regulation. Wizards hanging on. Can they upset Sacramento? We'll find out.
And welcome back to the MCI Center. Well, I got to tell you, the Washington Wizard fans, the Sacramento King fans, they're not the only folks that are interested in what's going on in this ball game. The folks from Macedonia also. In fact, I'm right now behind the play-by-play broadcast team. Lubomir Nikolovsky does the play-by-play. And let's sit back and listen to what he has to say about this game.
Ете така, полека сега одиме назад кон надпреварот. Боби Джексон е со топката во удар за два, прецизно го изведе ова Боби Джексон и што вели резултатот? 96-83, 8 минути и 14 секунди до крајот на надпреварот. 13 поени предност за тимот на Вашингтон Визардс. Назад кон Попај Джонс, убав дриблинг, Крис Вебер е задолжен за него, па сега го имаме Ричард Хемилтон. Во обид за тројка преку Хедот Туркогlu, неуспешно, и Боби Джексон диктира темпо.
You imagine if somebody just tuned in the middle of that, Phil? Thought we might have lost the war.
Well, they might think we were bilingual. I like Bobby Jackson. Bobby.
Washington Wizards. Sounded good.
Well, they've got some important things on their mind now. Good shot by Rip. Boy,
he is unbelievable. 31 points for Hamilton, who is 3 away from his season high. Weber misses a 3. Rip season high 34 against the Knicks on December 14th.
Boy, Weber, who shot a lot of threes when he was here with the Wizards, only 8 coming into this game. That was his 9th attempt.
There's Rip again. Excuse me, Phil. Hamilton fade away, missed it. Popeye is there. Hammered inside and will go to the line.
See, what happens is when you start rotating your defense, at some point, you leave somebody a lane to the basket. Popeye is so good at discovering that lane, and that's what's helping him get in position for those offensive rebounds. See, he comes right down there between two defenders. No one puts a body on him. He's able to see the whole floor and find the opening.
Popeye is 6 for 6 from the floor, has 12 rebounds, 5 of them offensive, and goes to the free throw line, where he is an outstanding shooter, 87%. Fans Herb Gordon Volvo, proud to announce its new Volvo certified pre-owned program. 100,000-mile warranty, interest rates as low as 3.9%, and a free loaner car for life. Stop by Herb Gordon Volvo in the Montgomery Auto Sales Park in Silver Spring, Maryland. Popeye Jones makes both free throws. Wizards by 17. Stojakovic got it. The Wizards, for the first time this season, have registered 2 quarters where they scored 30 or more points in the period. They had 35 in the first, 34 4 in the third.
And what better game to do it than when you're playing the Kings, a team that averages over 104 points a game.
15-point Washington lead. Jordan, yes indeed. 25 for his airness. Weber cranks one up and scores. Chris Weber, the #1 overall pick in the '93 draft by Orlando. His draft rights traded that day to Golden State for Penny Hardaway and 3 first-round picks. Hamilton. Jordan. Whitney. 3 seconds to shoot. Hamilton. Oh, just missed it. Wow. They
got it off in time. It would have been
beautiful. Use the whole clock like that. Jackson, no good. Hamilton is there. Chris Whitney, who played a year in Golden State. The Bullets got him in November for Gugliotta, November of '94. And first-round picks in '96, '98, 2000. But right now, his return has not exactly been welcome. All right, let's check the Dodge game summary, Phil.
Boy, Jordan and Hamilton have combined for 56 points on great shooting. Tom Thomas, 9 points, 8 rebounds. He's done another good job off the bench. In Washington, for the second time, commanding the battle of the boards, 44 to 38, and especially on the offensive glass, getting it done.
Boy, 2 supermodels in 2 games, Phil. I don't know if I can control myself.
Maybe this would be a habit, huh?
I'd love that. There's Tyra Banks, who is watching the Wizards. Jordan, Chris Weber play tonight. Whitney looking for contact. Now Popeye kicks it out to Whitney's jumper. Missed it. Michael is there with a fresh 24, his 7th rebound of the game. He lays it off for Whitney for an open J. Missed it. Knocked out of bounds. And Jess Kersey says White basketball with a new 24.
Boy, they've been so effective with loose balls, offensive rebounds.
Hamilton knocked away and stolen by Stojakovic. Blocking foul on Whitney. This team is 4th in the league in steals, averaging 8.7 a game. Hey fans, Southwest Airlines giving you a chance to see Washington play Boston, both in Boston and in D.C. Enter the Southwest Airlines See It There, See It Here sweepstakes. The grand prize winner sees Washington play Boston back-to-back, complete with airfare and hotel. Enter now by sending your name, address, and phone number and date of birth on a postcard to the address on your screen. Steve Buckhantz, Phil Shamir, George Johnson with you tonight from MCI Center, another sold-out venue and another steal, this time by Christie.
That could have been called a foul, a reach around from the backside by Christie, but he got away with it. But they're in a position where they have to gamble, and even if they put Washington on the line, they'll stop the clock. So Washington has to toughen up and make sure they do an even better job of protecting the basketball. Only their 9th turnover tonight.
2 straight for the Wizards. Popeye hits nothing but net. He is a better shooter than anyone has given him credit for. He has made all 7 of his shots tonight.
Then laying off Chris, trying to keep him on the outside, not giving it any driving lanes to the basket.
11 rebounds for Brendan Haywood, who started in place of Jahidi White tonight. Haywood's career high 15 against Memphis. Jordan, fade away, that's in and out. Tipped up, Popeye fights for it and throws it out. Saved by Jordan to Whitney. What a play.
Everybody participated in saving that basketball. Brendan, Popeye, Whitney, and Jordan.
Michael around Bibby, lays it off. Whitney's wide open! And a loose ball foul on Popeye Jones. Got him with a push-off.
It's also the 5th team foul, which will send Sacramento to the line.
Wow, that was a big look for Whitney, and he comes up just a little short.
And there you see the push, yeah. And, you know, we got to be truthful. You're not a good offensive rebounder if you don't do that sometimes. And you're fortunate you try and do it and conceal it and get away with it. But that time, Popeye got caught.
Popeye Jones is having a whale of a game. 7 for 7 with 16 points, which is one shy of his season high of 17 against Detroit. He's got 13 rebounds, 6 of them on the offensive glass. Vlade Divac makes both. And the lead is 13 with 2:56 to play in regulation. Can the Wizards hang on and register this stunning upset here in Washington? Christie called for a foul on Jordan.
And see, that's what makes having a player of Jordan's stature. I mean, first of all, he's smart. He knows how to fight for position. He's strong enough to hold that position. And anytime you get a contact with the defense, he's going to get the call as an offensive player.
5 fouls on Doug Christie. 30 years by your local Mercedes-Benz dealers. By Geico Direct, the sensible alternative. And by Verizon, we never stop working for you. Due to exponential growth in users, high demands will be placed on your web infrastructure. Helping you get ready for them is what we do best. Sun Technologies are built to handle precisely this demand. The most complete, most reliable products that are nth ready. Sun Microsystems take it to the end.
Boy, Popeye was lucky there.
Missed it. Popeye slams it in.
I thought Popeye got away with another moving pick. They called him for a couple of those at least tonight. But no whistle, and he capitalizes with an offensive rebound.
Shot clock is already at 9 seconds, so there's a problem there for Rick Adelman and the Kings. Wizards bench up and excited.
I think they're giving Popeye a little bit of the business with that offensive dunk.
It's been a group effort. Rip Hamilton with 31, Michael Jordan with 25 and 9 assists. Popeye Jones with now a season-high 18 points on 8 of 8 shooting and 14 rebounds. Chris Whitney with 15 points, 3 three-pointers and 8 assists. Todd Thomas with 9 points and 8 rebounds. And Brendan Haywood with 11 rebounds and 2 blocks. What an effort.
I tell you, going back to Popeye, though, that's called maximizing each one of your field goal attempts. Perfect 8 for 8, but meanwhile, Rip Hamilton picks up a foul, and that's going to send Doug Christie to the line. That's Rip's 3rd personal.
Christie to the line. We get to see Mateen Cleaves in his 2nd year from Michigan State in for the first time tonight. And so Rick Adelman perhaps conceding defeat, bringing Chris Webber out of the game. He also gets Lawrence Funderburk in his 5th year from Ohio State as Christie makes them both.
If you're one of those players for the Wizards, you can't read into that. And certainly you want to finish this game off strong.
Same 2 teams will meet 1 week from tonight in Sacramento. We'll have that for you. Hamilton gets another 33 points for Richard Hamilton. 1 away from matching his season high of 34. This Wizards team has played some kind of basketball tonight. Cleaves inside, no good. Rebound Wallace, and Gerald Wallace, the rookie from Alabama, scores. Sacramento is 2nd in the league in points scored at 104.4 per game. And right now, the Wizards have them under 100. MJ, nice move, goes strong inside, lays it up, no good. Popeye had it go off his fingertips. Thunderbird the other way. Nice drive.
That's a classic finger roll shot, a difficult shot, especially when you're about 4 or 5 feet away from the basket.
Do you think Adelman pulled his guys out a little too soon, Phil?
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, I think there's plenty of time, especially with this kind of team, the explosiveness. You know, they're 4th in the league in three-point percentage, and they average about 15 attempts. They've got a lot of weapons out there.
Here's Cleaves. He pulls up for 2 and misses. Haywood is there for Popeye. Popeye for the rebound. 15 rebounds for Popeye Jones. That's a new season high. Fans on their feet in a state of euphoria at the MCI Center.
What a way to go into this all-star break. 5 consecutive wins, the last 3 against a pretty good basketball team.
I'd say so. Indiana, Toronto, Sacramento. This will snap a 6-game losing streak to Sacramento. The last Wizards victory, December 4th, 1997, right here. Wizards will eat up as much clock. They have come up with a stunning victory here tonight. Up ahead, Mateen Cleaves gives it up, and a slam by Gerald Wallace. 10 seconds to go. It won't matter. Michael Jordan, Doug Collins, and this Washington Wizards club have brought quality pro basketball back to the nation's capital. In a shocking upset tonight, the Wizards knock off the team with the best record in the NBA, 108-101. Let's send you over to George Johnson. George?
All right, thank you very much, Rip. How about tonight? Upset win over Sacramento, a big one. You couldn't have asked for more.
I told you, I mean, anything can happen with this team. I mean, you know, we're young, we're out there having fun, you know, and I think we're just playing hard, you know, leaving everything on the floor.
Back in the day, a team like this, you may have been a little tentative. You guys were very aggressive. And when Mike went out of the game in the 3rd quarter, it seemed like you guys were having a lot of fun out there.
Oh, yeah, we all started to get our rhythm back, you know, just pressuring the ball, you know, trying to get up and down the court, especially on defense. You know, I think that was the key tonight.
33 points. Are you back? Are you healthy? Are you waiting for this all-star break?
Oh, wait, I mean, I'm not 100% yet. You know, still some things I can't do, but I'm getting better.
How about the job Popeye did? I mean, it's unbelievable watching the big guy out there diving all over the place, hitting every shot he takes.
Oh, he's a vet. You know, you get that out of veteran players. I mean, Pop surprised me with the dunks today, but he did a great job for us.
He did a great job, too. Congratulations. Rip Hamilton, big day for him. Back over to you, Buck.
33 for Rip, 25 for MJ. C-Webb had 21, but the Wizards improved to 26-21 with their 5th consecutive victory. Wizards basketball returns to Comcast Sportsnet Tuesday night when the Wiz travel to Los Angeles to take on the Lakers beginning at 10:30. Now for Phil Chenier, George Johnson, our statistician Paul Evans, Steve Buckhantz wishing you a pleasant evening from the MCI Center. Once again, the final score, the Wizards 108, the Kings 101. Wizards basketball has been a presentation of Washington Sports and Entertainment, Comcast Sportsnet, and the NBA. For continuing Wizards coverage, Guarantee Residential Wizards postgame live is next, followed by Sports Night presented by Northrop Grumman Information Technology. For a preview, stay tuned for Stage Steel. Phil and I will see you next Tuesday from Los Angeles. Have a safe weekend, everyone. Wizards in a stunner over the Kings, 108-101. So long, everybody.